Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. In today's episode, we've got Leipzig in a big game in the league to extend the gap at the top of the table, which if you have a look at Bayern, we are 9 points clear then after 6 games. With that being said, give the episode a like, do subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course we're live on stream, so links down below to come follow us live on Twitch. It's a big game here against Leipzig. And if it's anything like last year, the game that we gave you against one of these sides was Mönchengladbach. We lost 5-4. So it's probably going to be FMing us for our first loss of the season, but we'll see how we go. Let's go and recap some results. I also need to talk about the team because it's actually in a little bit of disarray at the moment due to injuries. But look, have a look at this for a start of the year. We Bayer 4-7-1, Nuremberg 5-0, you know about that. We beat Werder Bremen 3-1, Augsburg 4-0, Celtic 2-0 in the Champions League. I will say it was 4-0 with Wolfsburg with the rotated side. Now, last year and the year before, our rotated side didn't really do too much. It wasn't scoring enough goals. It was dominating games, but not there. This team, no problems. Van Seedorf looked unreal. Back four looks very solid. Foden, Havertz, Bau, Real, very good footballers. So we have quite the squad. Sandhausen as well, we did rotate again there, and have a look at the team, semi-rotated, beautiful 3-0 win, absolutely love it, beat Frankfurt 2-0, and we just beat Young Boys with 10 men 4-1, so we're in a very good spot. We're absolutely destroying the league, which is great, but we do have some injuries to talk about. If you didn't watch last episode, you'll know that Giuseppe's out for the next 2 to 3 months, breaking his foot in a challenge in the game that we had on YouTube. And unfortunately picked up a couple other injuries. Bless is out with a training injury for the next 2 to 5 days. So nothing major, but keeps him out of this game, which means Foden will start, who is an adequate replacement. But unfortunately as well is Unai Van Seedorf, who has been fantastic, has done a hip injury and he's out for the next 8 to 11 weeks, which is not good for us as well. It puts us in a bit of a position where it's like, yet again, injuries are cropping up and we cop a lot of injuries. Squad's still okay to deal with this, but if we cop a couple more injuries, we might be in some trouble, even with the world-class depth we've got, that, players might be getting tired. If you have a look at the full-strength side, though, that we can put out there today, Foden for Bless is very like for like. Arguably, Foden is better, even though Bless has got better potential when he's younger. And Sergio's a World Cup winger and has been playing very well as a wing-back on support, and is exactly the reason why we brought him in, because we could imagine having Cial playing out here. He just sits in, he ticks everything over, and he doesn't do much in that complete wing-back role, which is good because he goes to a wing-back on support. In terms of that, though, the rest of the team looking pretty good. We've got some good players there on the bench, of course, as well. Goals have been flying in. Castro has been scoring a few, 4 and 5. I will say, though, Alfredo Real, pushing to get back in the starting 11, has got 6 in 6 with 4 games off the bench in the league, which makes me think that maybe Alfredo Real has to come back into the starting 11 at some point. But let's get into this. It's a game against Leipzig. Leipzig, obviously, one of the teams battling around. Bayern Munich, though, have fallen off a cliff here. And if I go to the Bundesliga total, we go to Bayern. They have not started well in the league at all. They lost to us. They drew to Augsburg and Sandhausen. Beat Frankfurt. Lost to Leipzig, who were playing today. Drew to Spurs. Drew to Wolfsburg. Beat Hoffenheim. And they play Cologne, so there is a world in their poor form that they lose to Cologne as well, or draw. A win today would be massive. My next game after this that I'm going to give you guys is obviously Bayern Munich as well, which will be a little bit later towards the end of the season. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we do a job against Bayern, because if we can keep doing what we're doing and Bayern keep slipping up, I've been saying it for the last year and a half that their team's getting a bit too old and we'll be all right. Anyway, it's a pretty good side. Bobbing, Ribeiro, very good wingers. They've got a Gumi in the middle of the park as well. This Leipzig side, in third, trying to hunt us down. The worry for us is if we lose today, even though Bayern are away from us, Bayern can get 3 points back. It brings Leipzig and I think it's Hertha Berlin that's in second. A chance to go level on points above and Leipzig 1 point back. So, of course, the year that Bayern are having a poor one, we have teams that have started really well outside of Bayern. Anyhow, highlight here for Gallagher, early doors, whips one in there towards the back stick. Dealed by Abru. Gonna reverse the camera here as Bovin goes inside to Richardson. Richardson going on a run. Maniov, Gallagher again. Richardson, Gallagher, big switch and a great ball. No one gets across. Ball in there. Well, it should have been a goal. Luckily, it's Anton Heatley is alert. And, well, it could have been 1-0 down there to Leipzig's first opportunity. We have been very good defensively. We've been very good in what we do. I will say we have Sergio as a complete wing back on support. We've already got 2 bookings early doors. I don't like playing without get stuck in on, but we've been picking up a lot more bookings this year than in most. Anyway, would I take a point here today? Probably not. I would say at home we need to win every game to win the league, but with Bayern having such a poor start, a point wouldn't be the worst. Time ticks away in a very poor half, but in the 43rd minute, a highlight, hopefully for us. Manuzzi, Iramoto, he can whip in a ball, or he can lose a ball, and here come Leipzig on the break, or Brunner just shits the bed and clears it down the line for no apparent reason, according to the game. Anyway, Haas, Abreu, need someone dropping in here. This should be Phil Foden here. Doesn't show at all, does Phil. And again, he doesn't show. Poor from Phil Foden. Haas, Ernest, Phil and Foden finally drops in. And now we can get Ernest getting high and wide. Foden now, Iramoto, great on the ball. Abreu, good shape from Leipzig, not giving us really any half space to work in. Foden made a good run though. Ernest's ball falls to Castro straight at the keeper. I do not like Castro in a starting role. I would have thought after the year he had last year and him being our best player that he would have been outrageous. It just doesn't score enough opportunities, I feel. We get very angry at the team here, early doors. At the moment, this has not been a good game for us. We've apparently had the better of the game, but really not seeing a highlight. We are going to make a change here. Foto Real is going to come in for Castro, very much like for like. I'm also going to get Iramoto off for Kefian to run on with one of the bookings that get off the park. Double change there. They're getting a little bit more tired now, Leipzig, so hopefully we'll be able to outrun them. Ernest is looking dead too. We do have Carlos that can whip in a ball. Very, very odd game for a team that scores a lot of goals that we can't seem to score one here. I'm also going to get Kai Havertz in for Manuzzi, who's had a pretty stinking game. And I'm also going to get in Roger Val, who's had a very good year this year. And I'm going to get him out there as well. So 5 changes, still a world-class squad out there. Going to encourage the boys to create something here. Is there going to be a goal late doors? Or is this going to be our first loss of the season? This has not been good. Leipzig have held on. Leipzig haven't done much, and there's not really a highlight coming. This has been one of the worst games to give you as a YouTube episode in this entire save. Time ticks away, and a game without even a highlight, it finishes 0-0. That was poor. Apparently we had 15 shots and 6 on target, and next year 1.3. We had 1 highlight all game. That was a snooze fest, ladies and gentlemen. It was that much of a snooze fest. Who do we play next? Who do we play next? Puts us on the 19 points. Belingo 1 point behind us. Of course, the year we're having this one, when Bayern have this poor of a start, we can't capitalise because other teams are winning games left, right, and centre. Our next game's against Wolfsburg in 5 days' time. I'm going to give you guys that Wolfsburg game. See you guys in a second. Alright, here we go. Second game of the episode, even though we weren't planning on it. And it is Wolfsburg versus Dortmund. Bayern, by the way, drew last time out to Cologne, so I guess we still keep our 9-point gap, which is good. But obviously, after the last draw, Hertha Berlin are only 1 game back and are yet to lose a game this season here as well, I don't think. I know they lost to Leipzig 3-0, that's it. So another big game for us to win to keep our gap. At some point, Hertha Berlin should fall off, but you never know. They might have a very good year. In terms of the team, pretty much the same team that you guys just saw, but Blesser coming back in here for Foden. I will say Abreu, Iramoto, not 100% from international duty, same with Manuzzi, but I'm going to start him and then bring him off, then keeping him out the team because I plan to play the rotated side against Porto in 3 days' time. Look, hopefully not as much of a snooze fest here. Let's get into the game as well. And they're lining up in a 4-2-3-1. Chevalieri and Tell to watch out for. Chevalieri scored Ifrini's last 4 against me, and well, we're 1-0 down. Stream, play games, no dramas, we win everyone. You turn the YouTube on, and apparently we turn into the worst team in the world. You turn on YouTube, and we turn into the worst team in the world. We're 1-0 down here. Anton Heatley flapping at thin air. And 1-0 down to the first shot. Carvalho heads, hits the bar, Heatley claims. Doesn't feel your confidence at the moment, does it? Put Real into the team here as well, by the way. We're getting dominated by Wolfsburg. Luis Felipe heads over. At the moment, 10 minutes in, we look like one of the worst teams in the Bundesliga, so here we go. Jose Marcha, Almeida. Inside there, Peroni. Chevalieri, who scores a lot against us. Tell's still a very good player. I've called him up for France a few times. Valdo. Tell. Abru does well. Ernest. Blesser. Haas. Iramoto finds Manuzzi. Minev. Real holds up nicely. Sergio. Finds Minev. Cut it. Very good footwork. Finds Blesser. Haas. Great save from the keeper. Good ball movement. Great ball movement. But still 1-0. Ball in, front stick, cleared away. And Blesser will head, and that's probably going to be a highlight here. I would imagine it's a highlight, it is. Starting to get back into this game. But 1-0 down. Jose Marsha. Peroni. If Manuzzi picks it up. Needs runners. He goes himself. Great save from Zarate. Yet again, it's another one of those highlights that, like, I know we win the ball in a high area, but that's where Real has to make the run into space. This is not good at the moment. We're throwing away another league title here. I know it's very early doors in the season, but in a year where Bayern Munich are fucking 9 points back, I'll just shut up and allow Blesser's hit. What a goal. Holy, that came out of nowhere. What a strike from Blesser. It is 1-1 out of nothing. The Brazilian goes bang. Full turn into the top bin. Pick that out. That is a great strike. And back on level pegging. Still think we're throwing away the league title at the moment, but we'll see what happens. They go long. Should be our ball here and got plenty of time for Abru to pick it up. Abru. Drives. Blesser. Great run from Manuzzi. Great save from the keeper. Manuzzi, who got 13 goals and 17 assists last year, is yet to score and only got 2 assists all year in 7 matches. It's been a very slow start and he's missed another one there. Abru doesn't win that header. Should have been 2-1. Isn't 2-1. And that's that. 25 minutes played. "35 minutes played, still 1-1. Time ticks here. At least we've had more highlights and a little bit more excitement in this game than the last one against Leipzig. Scully. Minev wins. Can recycle. Linden. Abru's with him and should be able to earn us now. Now we need to find someone dropping in. Blesser dropped in. Finds Haas. Manuzzi. Great ball out to Minev. Carries. Real. Onside. That's a goal. Outside of the boot. Great finish. Alfredo Real back in the starting 11 this time round. And that is a goal. And that is 2-1. And we come back from 1-0 down to be leading at half-time. Great play. Great ball movement. Side to side. Great ball from Minev. And Real gave the keeper the eyes and then slotted it past him to the outside of the boot. Great finish. 2-1. Very, very nicely done. Good comeback here as well, has to be said. 2-1 up, 48 minutes played. I know I've been playing Sergio as the wing-back on support. Tempted to get him on complete wing-back here with a few injuries out there, whatnot. But we might leave it. Iramoto, from a long way out, loves a free kick. Wasn't far. Few boys looking a little bit legless out there as well. Manuzzi and Iramoto are the notable ones. So we are going to bring in Keffer and Thuram, and we are going to bring in Havertz. And I'm just going to move Havertz into an advanced playmaker and support as well, because I do think he's better in that role. Outside of that, the rest of the team's going to stay put for now. But those two are the ones that are going to come off first. Minev on a booking, could move Real out wide and get Castro up top, which I think is going to be an option here as well. So we are going to move that into an inside forward on attack. And we're going to go and get Castro in up top. We also got Abru, who is tired, and we're going to bring Roy in like for like as a central defender on cover. Obviously getting these boys off that have had the international games and a bit tired. Leading 2-1, 70 minutes played. Time is ticking away. It's a corner for Havertz. He whips one in there. Roy heads, free header for the Brazilian, but he heads over. All his goals generally come from penalties because he's a good penalty taker. Time ticks away here. Sergio. Real. Thuram. Sergio. Thuram again. Havertz. Great ball movement. Looks for Blesser. Doesn't find him. Ernest on the overlapping run. Gets in the box and then he went down. Was never a pen. And here they come on the break. Almeida. Big switch. Ernest isn't back behind the ball either. Tell with a chance. Mohamed Tell deflected into Heatley's hands. In the end, Ernest did enough. Going to bring him off though. He looks a bit jaded and tired out there as well. Ernest, late doors for Joe Carlos. Time ticks. We've been the better side. 2-1. Be a big game to hold on in. We do hold on. Massive win. After a snooze fest against Leipzig, we win 2-1 in the game against Wolfsburg after being 1-0 down. And yet again, proving that we are the team to beat this year in the Bundesliga. It is good. We win. Hopefully, over Berlin drop points. That would be nice. They're yet to play. We played on the Friday. That's fine. But look, that's the end of the episode. Great little episode there as well. Our next episode, mark it in, December the 2nd. Bayern Munich. That is your next episode. I'll see you guys then for that one there. Hopefully, at that stage, we still got the 9-point gap to Bayern or even more. But I'll see you guys then for Bayern. Thank you very much. Give it a like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll see you next time. Thank you.